Have you ever stopped to consider that one of the most powerful remedies for your health might already be sitting quietly in your home, hidden in plain sight? Not a prescription, not a trendy supplement, but a natural, time-tested solution that's been used for generations. What if I told you this simple remedy was once so trusted that it was included in U.S. military survival kits during World War II? Soldiers used it on the battlefield to heal wounds. Mechanics used it to keep tanks running. That's how powerful and versatile this substance is. I'm talking about castor oil, a thick, golden liquid known for centuries as a healing agent. But today, we're not just talking about castor oil on its own. We're exploring what happens when it's combined with baking soda, one of the most humble, affordable, and overlooked items in your kitchen. Together, they form a natural remedy so potent, so effective, that it's been quietly transforming lives, from easing prostate inflammation and boosting hair regrowth to relieving chronic pain, improving circulation, and even calming stress and restoring digestion. And the best part, it's simple, inexpensive, and backed by both science and generations of success stories. You might be thinking, is this just another folk tale? A home remedy that sounds good on paper but falls apart in reality? Not at all. What you'll hear today is grounded in real science, explained through powerful stories of people who found relief when nothing else worked. Like a retired firefighter who finally started sleeping through the night after years of waking up to go to the bathroom. Or a man who stopped hair loss in its tracks, without pills, without harsh chemicals, just with consistency and a few drops of this oil. So don't click away. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how something as basic as castor oil and baking soda can become your go-to tool for restoring balance in your body, naturally. If you enjoy this kind of content, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss another natural health breakthrough. And if you're excited to see how this remedy could change your life, drop a "Yes, I am" in the comments and let me know where in the world you're watching from. Now, let's dive in, because what you're about to discover might just be the missing piece in your healing journey. Section 1. The History and Science of Castor Oil. To understand why castor oil is so powerful, we need to go back not just a few years, but decades. During World War II, the U.S. military faced brutal, unpredictable conditions. Soldiers couldn't always rely on modern medicine in the chaos of battlefields, and mechanics didn't have access to full repair stations. Yet there was one item trusted across both scenarios: castor oil. Soldiers used it to disinfect wounds, speed up healing, and soothe burns. Mechanics used it to lubricate heavy machinery, including tanks, because it performed reliably under extreme conditions. That alone should tell you something about the versatility and potency of this golden oil. It wasn't just a household remedy, it was a survival tool. The secret behind castor oil's wide-ranging power lies in a unique compound called ricinoleic acid. This rare fatty acid gives castor oil its thick, sticky consistency and is responsible for many of its healing properties. Unlike other oils, ricinoleic acid penetrates deep into skin and muscle tissues. It's anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, circulation-boosting, and pain-relieving, all in one. But what happens when you take this already incredible oil and combine it with baking soda? Here's where things get even more interesting. Baking soda. Yes, the same white powder you use for baking cookies or freshening your fridge, is far more than just a household staple, scientifically known as sodium bicarbonate. It has powerful anti-inflammatory, detoxifying, and alkalizing properties. It can neutralize excess acids in the body, reduce inflammation, and even fight bacterial overgrowth on the skin. When mixed together, castor oil and baking soda create a kind of synergistic chemical duo. Castor oil penetrates deep into tissues, delivering healing compounds. Baking soda amplifies that effect by drawing out toxins, neutralizing irritation, and balancing pH levels. Together, they form a therapeutic blend capable of addressing deeply rooted issues, internally and externally. This isn't just theory. People who've discovered this combination swear by its results. Some use it to ease aching joints. Others have applied it to irritated skin and seen dramatic improvements in days. And some, like the stories we'll soon share, have used it to calm inflamed prostates, revive thinning hair, and reset their digestion, all without medication. Why haven't more people heard of this? Because it doesn't come in a fancy bottle with a celebrity endorsement. It's not a miracle product sold on late-night TV. It's natural, it's affordable, and it works quietly, without the hype. In the next sections, we're going to break down exactly how this duo works for specific conditions, starting with one of the most frustrating and under-discussed problems aging men face: prostate inflammation. So stick with me, because whether you're looking for relief from chronic discomfort, better sleep, thicker hair, or just a deeper sense of vitality, this ancient combination might be the answer your body has been waiting for. Section 2. Prostate Health and Castor Oil Packs. Picture this. It's 3 a.m. The house is dark and silent, but you're awake again, dragging yourself out of bed for another trip to the bathroom. Your body is exhausted, your eyes sting with sleep deprivation, and yet your bladder refuses to let you rest. For millions of men over 50, this is more than just a nuisance. It's a nightly ritual, one that slowly chips away at peace of mind, energy, and even confidence. What starts as an occasional inconvenience soon turns into something that dominates your nights and shapes your days. Long drives become stressful. Social outings feel risky. You stop drinking water after dinner just to avoid another nighttime interruption. And worst of all, you start to believe that this is just how aging works, that this constant urgency is something you'll simply have to live with. But that's not the full story. Yes, age plays a role, but it's not the main villain. In most cases, the real culprits are inflammation and oxidative stress inside the prostate. These internal imbalances create swelling, restrict urine flow, and keep you tethered to the bathroom. Many medications claim to offer relief, but often come with unwanted side effects: dizziness, low energy, reduced libido. Surgery is another route, but it's invasive and often viewed as a last resort. This is where castor oil steps in, not as a gimmick, but as a time-tested holistic alternative that goes straight to the root of the issue. Castor oil is packed with ricinoleic acid, a fatty compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and circulation-boosting properties when applied topically, especially over the lower abdomen where the prostate sits. It doesn't just sit on the surface. It penetrates deep into tissues, reducing swelling, enhancing blood flow, and supporting hormonal balance. In other words, it helps your body heal instead of just masking symptoms. There's real science behind this. A study published by the American Neurological Association followed a group of men who applied castor oil packs to their lower abdomen nightly. After just 12 weeks, participants reported a 40% reduction in nighttime bathroom visits. That's nearly half. No pills, no side effects, just consistent use of a natural oil, and you don't need any fancy equipment. Here's how you do it. Take a piece of soft flannel and soak it in cold-pressed, unrefined castor oil until it's damp, not dripping. Place it directly over your lower abdomen, just below the navel. Cover it with plastic wrap to hold it in place. Then apply a heating pad or warm towel on top. Sit or lie back for 30 to 60 minutes. That's it. Repeat this process 3 times a week. One of my closest friends, Sam, a tough, no-nonsense retired firefighter, was deeply skeptical. For months, he struggled with nightly bathroom trips that left him drained and cranky. When I first told him about castor oil packs, he looked at me like I was recommending snake oil, but he was desperate enough to try it. Week 1, nothing major. Week 2, a slight improvement. By week 3, he slept through the night. By month 2, his confidence returned, his energy improved, and the bathroom trips? Barely an issue anymore. Sam's story isn't rare. This remedy has helped countless men reclaim their nights in their lives. And it might help you too. So, if you're tired of the constant interruptions, the frustration and the foggy mornings, know this. There's a path back. It's simple, it's natural, and it starts with a warm cloth and a bottle of castor oil. Section 3. Hair regrowth through hormone balance. Let me ask you something personal. Have you started noticing your hairline creeping back a little more each year? Maybe you've seen extra strands in the shower drain, or patches that look thinner than they used to. For many men and women alike, thinning hair feels like a slow betrayal. You try to shrug it off, but each glance in the mirror chips away at your confidence. Most people chalk it up to age and move on. But beneath the surface, something very specific is happening inside your body. As we get older, a hormone called DHT, dihydrotestosterone, starts to play a bigger role. It binds to receptors in the scalp and begins to shrink your hair follicles. Little by little, those follicles weaken until they stop producing healthy strands altogether. That's why many hair loss treatments, like minoxidil or finasteride, aim to block DHT, but those come with a host of potential side effects. Irritated scalp, shedding before regrowth, and in some cases, changes in libido or mood. They also require long-term use, and once you stop, the benefits often disappear. So, what if you could support your hair naturally, without harsh chemicals or prescriptions? Castor oil might be the key. Derived from the seeds of the Ricinus communis plant, castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, which has been shown to inhibit the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, the very enzyme responsible for converting testosterone into DHT. That means it helps naturally reduce the amount of DHT in your scalp, preserving your follicles and giving your hair a fighting chance to grow stronger, longer, and thicker. But that's not all. Castor oil is also packed with omega-9 fatty acids and vitamin E, both of which nourish the scalp and stimulate circulation. Better blood flow means your follicles receive more oxygen and nutrients, exactly what they need to thrive. Meanwhile, vitamin E fights oxidative stress, reducing inflammation and calming the scalp, making it an ideal environment for regrowth. Don't just take my word for it. In 2022, a study published in the International Journal of Trichology observed men who applied cold-pressed castor oil to their scalps 3 times per week. After just 3 months, they reported a 47% increase in hair thickness, with no adverse effects. That's nearly on par with pharmaceutical treatments, but without the downsides. Using it is simple. Warm 1 to 2 tablespoons of castor oil until it's just above room temperature. Not hot, just warm to the touch. Then massage it into your scalp using your fingertips for at least 5 minutes. Focus on thinning areas and use firm but gentle pressure. The massage itself boosts blood flow and helps the oil absorb deeper. For even better results, add a few drops of rosemary essential oil Another natural DHT blocker that works beautifully with castor oil. Leave the oil on your scalp for at least an hour. Overnight is even better if you don't mind using a towel or shower cap to protect your pillow. Do this 3 times a week. Be consistent and give it time. Take James, for example. He's a friend of mine, 42 years old, sharp-witted, and not afraid to speak his mind. When his hairline started to recede, he laughed it off. "Just making more room for my brain," he joked. But privately, it bothered him. He tried every product under the sun. Biotin pills, expensive serums, fancy shampoos. Nothing worked. When I suggested castor oil, he rolled his eyes and called it grandma's remedy. But he gave it a shot. Week by week, he noticed less hair falling out in the shower. Then he started feeling the texture of his scalp change. Less irritated, more alive. At the 3-month mark, even his barber commented on the difference. "I hate to admit it," James told me, "but this stuff actually works." So, if your hairline has been silently receding, or if you're starting to dread looking in the mirror, this might be your answer. It's not flashy, it's not expensive, but it is powerful, and it's worked for generations. If you're ready to fight back against hair loss, not with chemicals but with nature, castor oil might be your strongest ally yet. Section 4. Natural pain relief and anti-inflammatory benefits. You wake up in the morning and immediately feel it. The stiffness in your knees, the dull ache in your back, the quiet burn in your shoulders. You haven't even gotten out of bed yet, but already your body feels like it's resisting the day. For millions of people over 50, this is just the new normal, but just because it's common doesn't mean it's okay. Pain has a way of stealing joy from the little things. Your morning walk, playing with your grandkids, or even just sitting comfortably with a book. And while popping a painkiller might seem like a quick fix, most over-the-counter options come with long-term consequences: liver strain, kidney stress, stomach ulcers, and dependency. So, what if there was another option? One that actually supported healing instead of just numbing the pain. Castor oil is that option. At the heart of its pain-relieving power is a compound called ricinoleic acid, which has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Unlike topical cream that sit on the surface, ricinoleic acid penetrates deep into the muscles and joints, reducing inflammation right at its source. It doesn't just make the pain feel better, it helps the body become better. The Arthritis Foundation cited a study in 2020 where participants with chronic joint pain applied castor oil regularly to affected areas. Over a 4-week period, they reported a 55% reduction in inflammation without a single pill, injection, or chemical cream. That kind of result is rare in natural remedies, and yet castor oil has quietly delivered it for generations. Here's how you can try it yourself. Warm up about a tablespoon of cold-pressed castor oil, just enough so it's warm to the touch, not hot. Then gently massage it into the area that hurts: your knees, shoulders, back, wrists, wherever you're feeling discomfort. Spend a few minutes rubbing it in with slow circular motions. After that, cover the area with a warm towel or heating pad and relax for 30 minutes. The heat drives the oil deeper into your tissues, accelerating relief and soothing inflammation. Do this 3 times a week and track how you feel. Let me tell you about Mark. He's a retired carpenter in his late 50s who spent decades working with his hands, climbing ladders, kneeling on hard floors. His knees had taken a beating, and by the time he retired, stairs became his biggest enemy. I gave him a bottle of castor oil. He was skeptical, more out of habit than logic, but willing to try anything that didn't involve prescriptions. After the first application, He said it felt weirdly soothing. After a week, he noticed the creaking wasn't as loud or painful, but it was week 3 that changed everything. One morning, he climbed a flight of stairs without using the handrail. He didn't even realize it until he reached the top. "First time in years," he said, with disbelief in his voice. Now castor oil is part of his weekly routine, like brushing his teeth. Because when something simple actually works, you don't let it go. Pain doesn't have to own your day. You don't have to settle for coping when you could be healing. This remedy is ancient, but its results feel brand new every time. If you've been carrying discomfort like an extra weight for years, castor oil might just be the relief you didn't know you were missing. Section 5. Digestive Reset and Gut Health. You know that heavy, bloated feeling after a meal? The one that makes your waistband feel tighter and your energy levels crash. Maybe it's paired with irregular bowel movements, unpredictable discomfort, or a general sense of sluggishness that no probiotic or herbal tea seems to fix. For many people over 50, digestive issues quietly become a daily struggle, and yet they're often dismissed as minor annoyances, or worse, as something you just have to live with. But here's the truth. Your gut is the control center of your well-being. When it's out of balance, everything else suffers. Your energy, mood, sleep, immunity, and even brain clarity. And while over-the-counter solutions like fiber powders or laxatives may provide short-term relief, they often mask the symptoms instead of fixing the problem. Worse, they can lead to dependency and dehydration over time. That's where castor oil comes in. Not as a harsh stimulant, but as a gentle, natural digestive reboot. Unlike laxatives that force your body into action, castor oil works in harmony with your system. It contains ricinoleic acid, which binds to specific receptors in the intestinal lining. This activates peristalsis, the smooth, wave-like contractions that help move waste through your digestive tract. Think of it as giving your gut a gentle nudge to remember how to function properly. One study from Harvard Medical School found that castor oil helped relieve chronic constipation in 73% of participants within 6 hours, outperforming many common remedies with fewer side effects. But digestion is about more than just regularity. It's also about inflammation. Castor oil's anti-inflammatory properties soothe the gut lining, calm cramping, and reduce bloating, allowing the entire system to reset. There are 2 simple ways to use it. First, internal use, but only with food-grade cold-pressed castor oil and under medical supervision. Mix 1 teaspoon into warm lemon water and drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. The combination activates gentle movement within hours. The second method is external, using a castor oil pack on your abdomen. Soak a soft flannel cloth in warm castor oil. Lay it across your belly. Cover it with plastic wrap and apply a heating pad or warm towel for 30 to 60 minutes. Do this 2 to 3 times a week, ideally in the evening. The warmth helps the oil penetrate deeply, improving circulation, relaxing the gut, and supporting detox through the lymphatic system. Let me share Lisa's story. For years, she dealt with bloating so bad, she joked about needing after-dinner stretch pants. She tried everything: probiotics, ginger tea, fiber supplements, prescription meds. Nothing worked consistently. When she tried the internal method with lemon water and castor oil, she was skeptical. But 6 hours later, she texted me, "What kind of witchcraft is this? It actually worked." After a few weeks, she added abdominal packs to her routine. It became her sacred self-care ritual. Time to unwind, read, and let her body heal. The bloating faded. Her digestion became regular. She felt light, comfortable, and in control again. And then there's my sister Cecilia. Years of digestive trouble left her exhausted and emotionally drained. But after 2 weeks of castor oil and warm packs, she said, "It's like my gut finally remembered how to work again." The power isn't in some expensive pill. It's in consistency. Castor oil gives your gut what it's been missing: support, calm, and gentle movement. So, if you've been silently suffering, if every meal feels like a gamble, it's time to try something old-fashioned that actually works. Your digestive peace is waiting, and castor oil might be the first real step toward claiming it back. Section 6. Circulation and cardiovascular benefits. Have you ever noticed that your hands and feet stay cold, no matter how warm the room is, or that your legs feel unusually heavy after sitting for a while, almost like they're dragging behind you? Maybe you've started getting winded from basic tasks that used to be effortless, like climbing stairs or walking around the block. These aren't just random signs of aging. They're your body's quiet way of telling you something important. Your circulation might be slowing down. Poor blood flow is one of the most overlooked yet critical issues for people over 50. It's not just about comfort, like warming up cold fingers or reducing swelling in your ankles. It's about oxygen, nutrients, recovery, energy. When blood doesn't circulate well, your heart has to work harder, your muscles tire faster, your brain fogs more easily. Over time, this can quietly snowball into more serious cardiovascular problems. Now, we all know what most people reach for when they feel that drop in energy: coffee, energy drinks, sugary snacks. But these are just quick fixes. They crank your system into overdrive and leave you crashing hours later, doing nothing to address the real problem. Castor oil offers a completely different approach. Instead of stimulating your body, it supports your body's natural rhythm, especially when it comes to blood flow. Here's how. Castor oil stimulates the production of nitric oxide, a powerful molecule that causes blood vessels to relax and widen. When vessels open up, blood flows more freely. More oxygen reaches your cells. Your heart doesn't have to pump as hard, and you feel it, not in a jittery, artificial way, but in a grounded, sustained sense of vitality. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology revealed that topical castor oil application improved peripheral circulation by up to 35% in just 4 weeks. That's a huge difference, especially for anyone dealing with chronic cold feet, fatigue, or slow recovery after physical activity. Using it is simple. Before bed, warm a small amount of castor oil in your hands or a bowl. Gently massage it into your feet, calves, and hands, anywhere that feels cold, tight, or sluggish. Focus especially on your lower legs, where poor circulation often begins. Massage for 5 to 10 minutes, using slow, firm pressure to help the oil absorb. If you want to take it a step further, apply a thicker layer and wrap the area in a warm towel. Let it sit for 30 minutes while you relax. The combination of warmth and massage helps open your blood vessels and stimulate flow even deeper. Let me introduce you to Daniel, a 61-year-old yoga teacher who couldn't figure out why he felt so tired all the time. His stamina was fading. His feet stayed cold no matter the season, and his evening walks left him short of breath. When he started using castor oil massages at night, he didn't expect much. But after just 1 week, he noticed his feet were warm when he woke up. 2 weeks later, he had more bounce in his step. And after a month, he told me he felt like his body had rejoined the team. No caffeine crash, no complicated therapy, just a gentle oil, a little warmth, and consistency. If you've been feeling disconnected from your own energy, like you're moving through the day with resistance? This could be your answer. Healthy circulation isn't just about the heart. It's about how alive you feel in your skin. So give your body what it's been quietly asking for. Support the flow of life within you with nothing more than your hands, a bit of warmth, and the healing power of castor oil. Section 7. Skin Restoration and Anti-Aging. You glance in the mirror one morning and there it is. Something new. A few more fine lines around your eyes. A deeper crease near your mouth. Maybe your skin looks duller than it used to. A little less firm, a little more tired. It's subtle at first, easy to ignore, but over time it becomes harder to miss. You try moisturizers, expensive cream with exotic ingredients, even those so-called miracle serums that promise to turn back the clock. And yet, despite the price tag and the promises, your skin still feels dry. The lines don't vanish. The glow doesn't return. That's because most skin products only treat the surface. They sit on top of your skin like a mask, providing temporary moisture but doing little to change what's happening beneath. The real problem? As we age, our body produces less collagen and elastin, the two proteins responsible for keeping our skin firm, smooth, and elastic. Without them, skin starts to sag, wrinkles form, and no fancy bottle can fix that from the outside alone. But castor oil works differently. When applied regularly, castor oil penetrates deep into the skin's lower layers, where it actually stimulates the production of collagen and elastin from within. Its main compound, ricinoleic acid, not only hydrates, but also triggers a healing response in the skin, encouraging it to rebuild and renew. And because it's packed with antioxidants and vitamin E, it also helps fight free radicals, the unstable molecules that speed up aging. A 2022 study in the Journal of Dermatological Science found that consistent application of castor oil reduced wrinkle depth and improved skin elasticity in just 6 weeks. Participants reported softer, smoother skin with fewer visible lines, and all without irritation or breakouts. So, how do you use it? Each night before bed, take a few drops of cold-pressed castor oil and gently massage it into your face. Focus on areas with fine lines, but don't forget the neck and under-eye area. The oil is thick, so a little goes a long way. If you're concerned about breakouts or heavy residue, mix it with a few drops of aloe vera gel or rosehip oil to lighten the texture and add an extra layer of nourishment. Over time, you may notice your skin becoming more supple, hydrated, and radiant. The fine lines that once made you self-conscious begin to fade, and that dull, dry feeling is replaced by softness you can feel the moment you wake up. One of my favorite examples is Maria, a 63-year-old artist who had tried everything: store-bought creams, collagen supplements, even professional facials. But her skin never seemed to respond. When she tried castor oil, she was just hoping to reduce some dryness. Within weeks, she began getting compliments from her friends. "What are you using? Your skin looks amazing." For the first time in years, Maria started skipping foundation. She didn't feel like she needed to hide anything anymore. That's the power of a natural remedy that works with your body, not against it. No artificial fillers, no toxic chemicals, just real results through consistent care. If you've been chasing skincare miracles and coming up short, maybe it's time to return to something simpler, something older, something trusted. Castor oil won't promise overnight magic, but with patience, it can give you something far more valuable: skin that truly feels alive again. Section 8. Nervous System. Calm and stress relief. You're lying in bed, the lights are off, the house is quiet, but your mind, it won't stop. Thoughts spiral, unfinished tasks, worries about tomorrow, something someone said 3 days ago. You're tired but not relaxed, exhausted but wired. Sound familiar? For many people over 50, this becomes a nightly struggle. The body craves sleep, yet the nervous system stays stuck in overdrive. Meditation might help. Breathing exercises, herbal teas, they're all useful, but sometimes they're not enough. You need something that reaches deeper, something that speaks to your nervous system's control switch. That's where castor oil steps in, once again surprising people with just how far its benefits reach. When gently massaged onto the abdomen and chest, castor oil has been shown to stimulate the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in your body. It connects your brain to your major organs and plays a central role in controlling your rest and digest state. In other words, when the vagus nerve is calm, you feel calm. Your breathing slows, your heart rate drops, your muscles relax, your brain finally stops racing. This isn't mystical theory. It's biology. And traditional medicine knew it long before science confirmed it. For centuries, natural healers have used castor oil packs not just for pain or digestion, but for calming the body, easing anxiety, and preparing the mind for deep restorative sleep. Here's how you can tap into that same power. About 30 minutes before bed, warm a tablespoon of castor oil in your hands. Then, gently massage it into your abdomen and chest, using slow, circular movements. Close your eyes while you do it. Take deep, steady breaths. Let the warmth of your hands and the soothing texture of the oil become a mini ritual, a conversation with your nervous system that says, "You're safe now, you can let go." The physical touch, the aroma, the rhythm of the massage, it all works together to send calming signals throughout your body. And what happens next can feel almost magical. Your thoughts begin to slow. Your shoulders soften. That inner buzzing, the stress you've been carrying all day, finally fades. People who practice this regularly often report falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up actually feeling rested. Let me tell you about Rebecca, a 59-year-old nurse who used to run on coffee and 4 hours of broken sleep. She had tried everything: melatonin, sound machines, sleep apps, but nothing worked long-term. When she started using castor oil before bed, she didn't expect much. But after just 3 nights of abdominal massage, she sent me a message. "I had my first full night of sleep in months, and it wasn't forced. It was natural." That's the kind of shift we all deserve. Real rest, real calm, real healing. Because stress isn't just in your head. It lives in your nervous system, your muscles, your gut, your heartbeat. And healing it requires more than distraction. It requires connection with your breath, with your body, with simple tools that bring you back to center. Castor oil won't solve every problem, but used mindfully, it can become one of the most powerful and unexpected allies in your fight against stress. So, if your nights feel restless, if your thoughts won't quiet, or if you just need a new way to reconnect with peace, try this tonight. You might just wake up tomorrow feeling like yourself again, for the first time in a long time. Conclusion. So, let's pause for a moment and take this all in. What if I told you that a single bottle of thick golden oil, something that's been quietly sitting on shelves for decades, could be the missing piece in your wellness journey? And what if that oil, when paired with something as humble as baking soda, could create a ripple effect across your entire body, bringing balance, relief, and restoration in ways that even modern medicine struggles to match? We've traveled through stories and science. We've seen how this natural duo can reduce prostate inflammation, reignite hair growth, relieve deep-rooted pain, reset your digestion, improve blood flow, restore your skin's radiance, and even help you find true rest again. This isn't folklore. It's not fantasy. It's a natural system of support that your body recognizes and responds to. It's what helped Sam sleep through the night again. What gave James the confidence to look in the mirror with pride. What turned Mark's painful stares into a silent victory. What calmed Lisa's gut and gave Cecilia her glow back. And what helped Rebecca finally rest. Not just her body, but her mind. None of them needed a prescription. None needed to spend hundreds of dollars. They just needed consistency, belief, and a little guidance. Now it's your turn. You don't have to try everything at once. Start with what resonates. Maybe it's the castor oil pack for prostate relief. Maybe it's the nightly hair massage. Or maybe it's that moment before bed. Just you, your breath, and a warm oil that tells your body it's safe to let go. Whichever path you choose, trust that your body wants to heal. You just need to give it the right tools. If this video helped you, please take a second to like it. It lets us know we're making a difference. If you're new here, subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss more life-changing tips just like this. And now, I want to hear from you. Which remedy are you most excited to try first? What part of this journey surprised you the most? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. Your story could be the spark that encourages someone else to start their healing journey. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Remember, healing doesn't always come from something new. Sometimes it comes from something simple, something old, something trusted, like a bottle of castor oil and a little baking soda.